Welcome back. Kyrie Thompson, the lead stylist for Lumiere Clothing, has worked and styled for numerous companies and notable figures from British Vogue to Harper's Bazaar. Hailing from Brooklyn, the stylist and creative director joins us in studio here in the Bronx to share his inspiring journey through the fashion industry. Kyrie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Now, I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about you and the work that you do. First of all, can you just tell us, about your journey? What made you go from truck driver to stylist and creative director?
Well, I worked many styling jobs. I worked for UPS, FedEx, and briefly for Amazon. And I just felt very unfulfilled, being there. And it was a very gritty, environment. You're like fighting for spots and, fighting to stay within the company. But I just wanted to do my own thing. So I just went back to the drawing board and figured out like what did I love to do like growing up. And I was always in the arts, even like down to middle school. I would do productions and I was like Simba for Lion King and everything. So it was pretty cool. But then I was like, how can I, make money from doing something that I love to do? I always dress differently than my peers. So I was down to fashion, so I just started getting my feet wet. I did New York Fashion Week for the first time, a very small show, small production, but I made a BTS video and it went viral. So from then on, I just kept it going. I did personal shopping after a while, and then I just went into editorial and creative styling and creative directing.
Now, what I think is so amazing is your background as a New Yorker, which is, I think, probably like one of the pillars of fashion, here in New York. Can you talk about how the city influences your approach to styling?
So in New York, people really don't care about anything. Like, I mean, obviously we do, but, like the attitude that we have, we're just the superstars of the world. So I tend to, carry myself as such and, try to shed my light wherever I go and show people, like you could do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want to do it. Just be professional. Yeah.
Now, with that, I also want to expand on that and say, like, do you think coming from New York has encouraged you to kind of be more experimental with your fashion because, there's so many people here and people kind of don't care?
Absolutely. So one of the greatest benefits about being in New York is that it's a melting pot and you're meeting people from all over the world. So getting into the industry, I'm meeting people from Paris, from Berlin, from Milan, from Japan even, and I'm seeing like, their different styles and what they bring to the table. And I'm like, you know what? I could do this a little better than they can. So it's a little bit of like friendly competition when I'm like dressing and stuff, but I really do it for me, So I just like to show people that I can do this too.
Now, talking about some of the places that you've mentioned, I understand that you returned from Paris Fashion Week. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how did you get the opportunity?
Oh my God. Paris Fashion Week calendar came out a couple months ago, and I just asked all these designers if I could just come to the show. It's my first time in Paris. Me and my girlfriend were super excited, and we just went. Some of the biggest designers actually let us come to their show and everything, and then I connected with the PRs, and now I have a whole bunch of connections when I go back to Europe. So it's not just Paris. It's also Milan and Berlin and Copenhagen. Thank you guys so much for letting me come and spread my wings.
That's amazing. Now, I want to talk about something called KYM Visuals.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how it started?
So Kim Visuals is a production company by me, my friend Yannick Taylor, and Matt Hahn. We're all from different backgrounds. Yannick and I are Jamaican, and Matt is from South Korea. But we formed this really cool team. I met Matt Hahn years ago when we did the British Vogue and Harper's Bazaar advertisement for Maui X Lolita. So from then on, we just built our chemistry as a team. He's a photographer. Yannick, he came on later on. He's a producer. He handles like lighting and coloring and everything, editing as well. And I'm the creative director and stylist. So we just keep creating these very cool, high fashion editorials and we also do like campaigns and video shoots and a whole bunch of stuff. So we're a multidisciplinary creative agency, basically.
That's amazing. I love to hear that you're kind of like experiencing and doing so many different things within the realm of fashion, because it is photography, it is, you know, production work.
It's
it's so many layers to fashion. Yeah.
And everything.
So I also heard that you mentioned the Maui X Lolita runway show. Can you tell me a little bit more about that experience?
Maui and Lolita, I've been styling backstage of their runway show for years. Our upcoming show is on, I think, September 7th. We'll be doing a 50-piece collection this time. It's gonna be really cool. We have a nice big venue in the heart of Manhattan. Working for Maui X Lolita has been an experience. They got me like my first real, you know, fashion experience. You know, I'm doing PR, I'm doing event coordination. I'm also reaching out for partnerships and sponsorships, and, you know, just communicating, learning email language, learning how to, you know, meet with people and talk to them to, you know, get a partnership out of them. Or it's just a lot that goes into the fashion industry. And people, you know, they only see the forefront, the big stores and everything, but there's so much going on in the back end that people aren't educated about, you know?
I definitely want to expand on that, because we have a lot of young people, especially, you know, we're in New York, so many people love fashion, they want to get into that industry. But as you mentioned, a lot of people think it's just the surface level, you know, what you wear, maybe the camera. But, you know, you're kind of talking about the importance of the behind the scenes stuff and the networking part. Can you talk about the importance of networking within the fashion industry?
Oh my God, so networking is so important. Networking has got me all of my opportunities, all of them. And, you know, we're gonna get into me working at Gucci and stuff, but, you know, it's gotten me all of my opportunities. Just talking to people, you know, mentioning I do this, and, you know, I can also help out with this, or just offering your services. Just knowing how to talk to people has gotten me everywhere in this industry.
That's amazing. Now, I want to talk about some of the work that you've done. I understand that you collaborated with photographer Nicole Wilson. Can you tell me a little bit more about that collaboration?
So Nicole Wilson is an award-winning photographer. We have collabed on at least 10 photo shoots so far. We just recently did Harper's Bazaar, The Age of Enlightenment. Check it out. I partnered with some of my favorite designers for the photo shoot, and every photo shoot we do, we get better and better and better and better. So we're also building chemistry like Kim Visuals. Nicole Wilson is a phenomenal photographer. She has work everywhere. You can find her on Instagram at Nicole Wilson Photography. She has been like a real, you know, she's pushed me forward in the industry, and, you know, allowed me to figure out different facets of styling. So
that's amazing.
cool.
And I love to hear the way you talk about another colleague, because I think that's also so important. It's not just about you and the work that you do, but kind of, you know, propping up the people that you've worked with, and, you know, people who give you a chance. So it's so lovely to hear the way you talk about the people that you work with. I like that.
Thank you.
Now, many people dream of, you know, what you're doing right now, especially working with a lot of designer companies like Gucci. Can you tell me a little bit more? Because that's kind of like a really big brand. So what was that experience like?
So a friend of mine is actually one of Gucci's top salesmen in the world. So he just put in the word for me, and now I'm about to step into sales for Gucci and eventually work my way up in the company. I have used like a lot of their pieces for styling as well, so they also took that into account when recruiting me. So I'm really excited about the opportunity. Gucci is my favorite brand, my first love for fashion, and I'm just super excited to be able to bring my talents to Kering Group, build my own book, get some more VIP clients, and, you know, just step more closer towards success.
Now, when we talk about fashion, we're obviously talking about, you know, how it's just a global thing that so many people love, but we have to bring it back to New York. We know that New York Fashion Week is going to be coming up very soon. Can you tell me a little bit more about your plans for New York Fashion Week?
New York Fashion Week is always, you know, like, it's very spontaneous. I never know what I'm doing until like the week before Fashion Week is happening. The only thing I know for sure is that I'll be working Maui X Lolita's runway again. Lumiere should be doing a presentation, like an introductory presentation, because of course, we're like posting on social media and everything, but the people want to see the clothing in person. So we'll be doing something for New York Fashion Week, and I'll be going to shows, of course, and, stepping out for street style, getting shot by Vogue, of course, and I'm super excited about it every time.
That sounds
Yeah.
like so much fun. I just want to say that out there. Now, for people who want to be a little bit more stylish and a little bit more fashionable,
Yeah.
what tips would you give somebody if they're kind of just starting that journey?
Well, it's all about self-expression when finding your style. So how are you feeling that day? Your mood always matters. What do you feel like wearing? What character do you want to be today? What hairstyle do you want to do? What type of makeup do you want to do? What ambiance do you want to give off when people look at you, when people see you? And don't be afraid to try new things. Trying new things has got me where I am, and don't feel like, you're conforming to the the sayings and phrases that people say when, you're moving forward in the industry or trying to dim your light. Just do your thing and don't care about what anyone says. Just do your thing. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then, talking for people who want to work in this industry, it's very competitive. A lot of people want this. What advice would you give to maybe somebody who's maybe just graduated high school or just graduated college who wants to step into this industry?
So I would say start as early as possible. Like straight out of high school, if I could do this all over again, I would go straight towards all the artistic and fashion programs that a college may have, or try to do an internship at a fashion brand or something. Like, try to find internships, talk to people, connect with people, do research as well, because doing research has got me where I'm at today as well. And send emails. Don't be afraid to email these big companies. Someone will reply to you and someone will give you advice. Just don't be afraid.
Right, and I feel like even if the worst they could say is no.
Yeah, exactly.
And at least that means you were seen. Maybe they'll
Right.
remember you again
Exactly.
in the future.
They will direct you to the right place.
That's
I'll tell you that
amazing.
much.
And I also want to add that, about starting early, a lot of people kind of wait
Yeah.
to kind of follow
Yeah.
their dreams.
It's a common thing. I was just talking to a friend yesterday. I was telling him, you should start painting. But people don't realize their hidden talents or what talents they have until way later on. So I would say, like, really dig into the person that you are, and if you can draw, if you could put clothes together, if you could do anything, just try to do it in a bigger platform. On a bigger platform, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and sharing a little bit, more about the work that you've done. I was inspired, honestly, already, just because it is nice to see people talk about what they're passionate about, and your journey from, like you said, working with UPS to kind of now working with Vogue, I think is truly amazing, and I hope it inspires so many people watching today. So once again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, of course.
To learn more about Kyrie's work, please visit the website at kyriethompson.com. We've come to the end of our show today. I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us and you, the viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recable cast at 5 and 10 p.m. on Optimum Channel 67 and Verizon Fios Channel 33, or watch anytime on the web at BronxNet.org. You can catch a brand new episode of Open with Darren Hymie on Wednesday and with Rena Valentine on Friday. I'm Kibin Alleyne, wishing you and yours safety and wellness now and always. See you next time.